The time is 8:45. Here is the news edited by Danushka Madhavala, read by Victor Raj. First, take a look at the headlines of the local news. Travel restrictions have been extended up to the 7th of next month. People can only walk to the nearest grocery shop to buy essentials, as vehicles are not permitted to drive for the shopping. Several areas will be isolated from tomorrow onwards. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll surpassed 1,200. Landslide warnings have been issued for 6 districts. The Cabinet of Ministers has decided not to import even a limited number of vehicles to the country. The UGC says the applications for admission of university students for the academic year 2020 and 2021 can be submitted without certificates. Foreign news: Aung San Suu Kyi appears in court for the first time since Myanmar coup. The second ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will play in Dhaka tomorrow. Local news in detail. Travel restrictions have been extended up to the 7th of next month. The government has decided to allow people to purchase essential goods on 25th, 31st and 4th of next month. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said the travel restrictions will be relaxed at 4 a.m. tomorrow and it will be imposed again at 11 p.m. Taking part in the media briefing, Minister Johnston Fernando emphasized that the government has not taken any decision to stop production of farmer communities. The farmers should continue with their productions, for which the government will provide all necessary facilities. He said that steps will be taken to sell produce of farmers continuously through mobile services. Minister Prasanna Ranatanga said that arrival of passengers by airlines has been suspended and it will be effective until 31st of this month. Only retail shops, pharmacies, meat, fish, fruit stalls and bakery products outlets can be kept open tomorrow. Textile shops cannot be opened. DIG Ajit Rohana, taking part in the media briefing, requested the public to minimize vehicle use tomorrow and to visit the nearest trade stall by foot to purchase essential goods. He has requested the public not to travel by misusing vehicle permits. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva announced that 6 Grama Niladhari divisions in Ratnapura, Galle, Gampaha and Nuwara districts will be isolated with effect from 4 a.m. tomorrow. The Health Ministry reported that 2,283 more persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus today. All new cases are associated with the Nivea COVID-19 cluster. This brings the tally of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thus far to 166,484. The total number of COVID-19 patients reported from Minuwangoda, Paliagoda, prisons and Nivea clusters so far has increased to 160,078 with these. Total recoveries in Sri Lanka stands at 139,947, while 25,327 coronavirus patients are currently under medical care. Sri Lanka's death toll from COVID-19 since the pandemic began last year surpassed 1,200, with the confirmed cases of 32 more deaths yesterday. The Director General of Health Services Sunday confirmed 32 deaths that included 5 deaths on Sunday and 27 deaths occurred from April 23rd to May 22nd due to COVID-19 virus infection. The total number of deaths due to COVID-19 infection in Sri Lanka is 1,210 by now. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Now, EPF information and services through an SMS from HDFC Bank.
Continuing with more local news, the Cabinet of Ministers has decided not to import even a limited number of vehicles to the country. This decision has been taken after considering the present situation of the country. The cabinet met this evening via Zoom technology under the patronage of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The ministers pointed out that when considering the financial situation in the country, it is better to limit the importation of vehicles. Chairman of the University Grant Commission, Professor Sampath Amarathunga, says that due to the current travel restrictions imposed to control the spread of COVID-19 pandemic, the applications for the admission of university students for the academic year 2020-2021 can be submitted without certificates. He said this addressing an online media briefing held under the Department of Government Information today. Acceptance of applications for admission to universities for the academic year 2020-2021 commenced on 21st May 2021, and the deadline for the submission of applications has been extended to 11th June 2021. Students who sat for the GC Advanced Level Examination last year and got selected to universities should submit their applications online to the University Grant Commission. He further requested the students to send a certified copy of the application prepared by the students with the results to the email address of the University Grant Commission. When the travel restrictions are lifted and schools reopened, students have to certify the necessary certificates and submit them to the UGC. Lecturer of the Geological Survey Unit of the University of Peradeniya, Atula Senaratne, says that if rains exceeding 100 millimeters will continue in the coming days, there is a possibility of landslides in the central hills. He says that this possibility is prevailed in the Kandy, Nuwara, Mathali, Kagala, Ratnapura and Badulla districts. Mr. Senaratne informs the people who live in the buildings which have not constructed according to the proper engineering methods to stay alert. The National Building Research Institute also issued landslide warnings in the same districts. Outgoing Attorney General Dapula delivered a call on President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat this evening. The President appreciated his service. He is the 47th Attorney General in Sri Lanka. According Acting Solicitor General, President's Counsel Sanjay Rajaratnam will be sworn in as the new Attorney General tomorrow. That ends local news.
දැන් HDFC බැංකුවෙන් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් SMS එකකින්
රාජ්‍ය හා පෞද්ගලිකංශයේ රැකියාවේ නියුතු ඔබ කොහේ සිටියත් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා කළ යුත්තේ EPF හිස්තැනක් නම හා ප්‍රදේශය සඳහන් කර 071 SMS එකක් එවීම පමණයි.
HDFC බැංකුව ඔබ අප සුරකින්න බැංකුව.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
A special 24-hour hotline dedicated for public inquiries regarding essential services has been introduced and will be operational from today. The public is requested to call the hotline number 1965 for any inquiries regarding the essential services during the travel restriction period. This is being implemented under the Presidential Task Force for Economic Revival and Poverty Alleviation. The call center has been established at Temple Trees with over 20 officials ready to answer calls regarding essential services, while they will also provide contacts for the various relevant institutions as requested. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
Moving on to Watchlight, police media spokesman Dia Jajit Rohana stated that 636 persons have been arrested in the past 24 hours for violating the quarantine rules, despite the travel restrictions are in force island-wide. He said it was the highest number of arrests made in a single day since October 30th. Since October 30th, the police have made 12,748 arrests with regard to the quarantine law violations. The police say operations will be continuing to apprehend quarantine law violators. That ends Watchlight. Moving on to world news. Headlines first. Aung San Suu Kyi appears in court for first time since Myanmar military coup. Samoa's first female prime minister locked out of parliament by losing opponents. Italy investigates cause of cable car accident. World news in detail. Myanmar's former leader Aung San Suu Kyi has appeared in court in person for the first time since her government was overthrown by the military in February. The hearing in the capital, Naypyidaw, was immediately adjourned. The former leader faces several charges, including violating a state secrets law. Before the hearing, Ms. Suu Kyi was allowed to meet her lawyers in person for the first time. She has been held under house arrest for the 16 weeks since she was deposed. Myanmar's military has accused Ms. Suu Kyi's party, the National League for Democracy, of fraud in the general election it won last November. Samoa's first female prime minister has been sworn into office in a tent after she was locked out of parliament by her opponent, who has refused to step down. Fiame Naomi Matafa took the oath of office in a marquee in the parliament's gardens, leaving uncertainty over who controls the Pacific island nation. Tilepa Selele Melelogawai, who has been Prime Minister for 22 years, has ignored a court order to step down. Ms. Matafa, 64, arrived at Parliament on Monday expecting to be sworn in. Italy has launched an investigation into the cause of Sunday's cable car accident that left 14 people dead. The car plunged 65 feet into the side of the Matterhorn mountain near Lake Maggiore in northern Italy. 13 people died at the scene, including a 2-year-old child. 2 other children, aged 9 and 5, were airlifted to hospital in Turin, but the older child later died. 5 Israeli nationals were among the dead. Israel's foreign minister said on Monday the crumpled remains of the cable car were sealed off and technicians prepared to examine the wreckage. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Aung San Suu Kyi appears in court for first time since Myanmar military coup. Samoa's first female prime minister locked out of parliament by losing opponent. Italy investigates cause of cable car accident. That ends world news. Moving on to development news. All economic centers will be opened tomorrow for wholesale trade. Managers said that Mikuda, Ratmalana, Valisara, Dambulla and all other economic centers will be opened tomorrow. Products will be distributed island-wide through mobile marketing vehicles. That came to you on Development News. Sports News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
The second ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played in Dhaka tomorrow. It will commence at 12:30 p.m. Sri Lanka time. Bangladesh is in lead by 1-0 in this series. Tomorrow's game is more important to both teams. Sergio Ramos has been left out of Spain boss Luis Enrique's Euro 2020 squad. Real Madrid centre-back Ramos, 35, has been struggling with injury and has only played one game since the end of March. His absence means there are no players from Real Madrid picked by Enrique for this summer's delayed tournament. Manchester City defender Aymeric Laporte has his switch from France to Spain approved by FIFA recently, and he makes a 24-man squad. He is one of the 10 players from the Premier League picked by Enrique, including Brighton keeper Robert Sanchez, Leeds United defender Diego Laranette, and Wolves forward Adam Traore. That ends the sports news.
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan නෙවෙයි.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Amazon has shut down construction of a new US warehouse after 7 nooses were found on site in the last month. Construction has been stopped at the Windsor, Connecticut site until security measures have been put in place. Amazon said it was deeply disturbed by the incidents happening. It has offered $100,000 reward for information on the nooses, the first of which was discovered on 27th of April. The looped rope is synonymous with the extrajudicial hangings or lynchings of mainly black people in the United States in the late 19th and early 20th century. Amazon spokeswoman Kelly Nantel said, "We continue to be deeply disturbed by the incidents happening at the construction site in Windsor and have ordered it shut down until necessary security measures can be put in place." That ends Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Himas Holdings PLC placed on record to resilient performance by delivering another strong quarter. Home and personal care and learning segment represented by Atlas along with the healthcare were the significant contributors to the robust performance. HHL recorded a group revenue of ₹16.6 billion for the quarter ended March 31st of 2021, an increase of 18.3% over corresponding period last year. That ends Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says southwest monsoon condition is gradually establishing over the country. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamu, central, northwestern and southern provinces. Very heavy falls above 150 mm can be expected at some places in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in Gol, Mathura, Kandy and Nuwara districts. Several spells of showers will occur in northern and north central provinces. Wind speed can be increased up to 50 km per hour at times over the island, and especially wind speed can increase up to 60 km per hour at times in western slope of the central hills, northern, north central, northwestern and over provinces and in Hambantota district. That ends Weather Report.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To wrap up the night news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Travel restrictions have been extended up to the 7th of next month. People can only walk to the nearest grocery shops to buy essentials as vehicles are not permitted to drive for shopping. Several areas will be isolated from tomorrow onwards. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll surpassed 1,200. Landslide warnings have been issued for the another 6 districts. The Cabinet of Ministers has decided not to import even a limited number of vehicles to the country. The UGC says the applications for admission of university students for the academic year 2020-2021 can be submitted without certificates. Aung San Suu Kyi appears in court for first time since Myanmar coup. Sports news: the second ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played in Dhaka tomorrow. That ends night news on Radio Sri Lanka.
Giving you the greatest cash prize in the history of lotteries with 230 million rupees. Mega Par, now every day of the week. Making you a millionaire every day. Buy your Mega Par tickets today. Mega Par from the National Lotteries Board.
It's 7 minutes past 9 o'clock. You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. Till 10 p.m. it's time for me to bring in your own program, Family Choice, right here on Radio Sri Lanka. Let me remind you the hotline 01126943116 that helps you to enlist your requirements in terms of music for the program through that hotline with me, Victor.